Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Let me introduce myself if you haven't been in the previous session. My name is Braley, and I will be hosting the session's room. And also, Miss Mita Purbasari will be the section chair for this section. Miss Mita will be moderating this presentation and discussion, so it can be more fruitful and more insightful. So this session is comprised by a total of 6 participants.
Yes.
And I will read. I have provided the list of all the participants and also the order of presentation. The presentation will be done in a video display. I will display a video and a maximum of 10 minutes, and there will be 3 minutes of question and answer as moderated by Ms. Mita Purbasari. Ms. Mita Purbasari, the floor is yours. Let me know if you're ready to start the first presentation.
Yes, I do. Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. Nice to meet you here. So I think because mostly we are here, so we can start. Yeah, we can start with the number 1, Bapak Faisal Tahib, the presentation. Yeah.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Be introduced. My name is Faisal Taib, and I'm the master student from the Department Teknik Informatika Universitas Atmajaya, Yogyakarta, Indonesia. Today, I will present the paper why the title is Design of Tourism Application for Morotai Island. My partner in the study, Alin Citra Arya Bima and Sioto. Let's move on to the next slide. This is introduction. Morotai Island Regency is one of the new district located in the eastern tip of North Maluku province of North Indonesia. Morotai Island also has several beautiful tourist attractions, so that it attracts the attention of foreign and local tourism to visit Morotai Island. This resource intends to make a mobile application for tour packages and location-based service (LBS), so that it can find routes and location to destination easily and quickly. This mobile application uses some media or stroke assistance in MySQL for database on the web server. This search application also has the main feature that can find the assets and closest destination location based on the web. The user location in location just by utilizing GPS technology. Let's move on to the next slide. Proposed method. This is design system, step or process of application design when the user operates the application. Process 1, user log for information in the form of explanation about the location and the north, road, and answer to questions about historic sites and tourist attraction on Morotai Island. Next, process 2, the application will display information in the form a brief and clear explanation as well as location, the nearest route as well as information about the quiz, winner basic, and quiz point about historical sites on Morotai Island. Next, process 3, the application requests location data, where the location of historical sites and attraction of the Morotai Island via GPS to Google servers. Next process 4, Google server confirmation or send location data and the nearest road to attraction, tourist attraction. Next process 5, the application requests data in source, form, and explanation of historical site on Morotai Island. Process 6, web server data and confirmation this application. Let's move on to the next slide. This is design application or prototype design application process. Let's move on to the next slide. Result. This is my menu. This process in the main menu display interface gets a pause when the application is run with the Morotai Island map background. On the fields, display is given a time limit or time setting so that the display will automatically disable within 10 seconds. Then the application process will display the main menu for options, tour path, based on location and the nearest village. So, in the design, this application, tour paths are grouped into 4 paths, namely paths A, B, C, and D, which are analysis strokes, consideration of the zones and distance to the destination location. So tourists or visitors can choose according to the recommended tour paths menu. Let's move on to the next slide. This is menu description. The application will display a description of tourist attraction and historic sites, the island of Morotai. In the design of this application, three tours attraction in aspects. In this process, visitors can see information about historical attractions that are displayed in the tile, starting from picture, name of tourist attraction, address, and facility profit by selected tourist attraction. If visitors are interested in the chosen tour paths, then visitor can make the booking process by clicking to go menu. The application will show the location of tourist attraction through Google Maps, and the application will display time, visit the as place, and distance to destination location. So let's move on to the next slide. This is, in conclusion, is following up the conclusion from the discussion and evaluation in the study as follows. 1. That this Android-based mobile tourism application will profit in distribution of historic sites on Morotai Island. 2. This tour package application can also profit information about distance, time, and the closest path to the tourist attraction. And 3. This tourism application can profit a brief description of historical sites, and other tourism objects on Morotai Island. So, and for the development of application in the future, the author suggests that this application is styled Qt sample. True or false? It is expected that sure will be application development carried out the author with better appearance in idea. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay. Thank you, Pak Faisal. To us, maybe can or you speak. Anybody want to ask? Okay, there's one question. What is the benchmark of choosing Android as the platform instead of iPhone?
I think Miss Faisal has disconnected.
Oh, okay. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna go to the next
Question
person.
and then
We wait. I don't know. I think mostly. I think better to we better to move to the second person. Bapak Ignatius Bolisuban is here yet? Not yet, yeah. Okay, so we go to third person. The presentation of Bu Indrianti. Okay, you can go to the.
Mr. Brili will play my video. I already sent to the committee.
I'll play it.
Good afternoon. Through this video, we will present our result entitled Usability and Aesthetic of Website Design to Measure Indonesian Teacher Competencies 4.0 at the International Conference of Biospheric Harmony Advanced Research ICOBAR 2020. We conduct this research together, me as author Yasinta Indrianti and co-author Professor Dr. Sasmoko, Professor Dr. Unifa Roshidi, and Yogi Ujaja. Era 4.0 was marked by the rapid advance in technology and has increased the use of websites. Teacher Competencies Website 4.0 is a site that was developed starting in 2019 to view the profile of teacher competencies. The basic philosophy of developing the website of Teacher Competencies 4.0 is teacher need to develop various competencies needed in Era 4.0 that have been able to transform various fields, including education. Teacher Competencies 4.0 website is built with the aim that teachers can conduct self-assessment of their competencies needed in order to continue to carry out the necessary competencies improvement program. To be able to achieve this goal, the website must make users interested and easy to use various existing tools. In the concepts of usability, the cognitive element interesting and exciting are the most important characteristics to consider. Research method for the website development is Neuro Research and Website Development Life Cycle methods. The Neuro Research method is carried out when developing teacher competencies 4.0 constructs, so that is produce a valid and reliable instrument through these stages of research, namely exploratory research, explanatory research, and confirmatory research. Website Development Life Cycle methods is a system development process that is carried out by a system analyst and then conveyed to the user. Website Development Life Cycle methods is an integral part of the process of developing and maintaining a website where website usability and aesthetics are highly considered. Some of the steps carried out in WDLC are website feasibility, website analysis, website design, website coding, website testing, website implementation, and website maintenance. Website feasibility. The Teacher Competencies 4.0 website is designed as an education website with the aim of helping teachers make a self-assessment of their competencies. While the technology used in building this website is PHP. PHP technology is widely used to build dynamic websites. Website analysis. Website analysis is done by collecting data needed in website development. This data include teacher demographic when filling out an online questionnaire list in the website. Examples of data needed is displayed in the teacher's profile that must be filled in the website, like full name, gender, age, educational background, identification number, employment status, school level, school status, school name, province, country, town, and teacher type. Website design. After all stages of preparation and analysis of data are complete, it will enter into the preparation of website design. Website design becomes the main stage in fulfilling the website usability and aesthetic that must be planned carefully. On the Teacher Competencies 4.0 website, menu placement is done horizontally at the top of the website with easy to understand. Home. This menu contains an explanation of the purposes of this website. Information. This menu contains an explanation of the intellectual property of the instrument displayed on the website. Articles. This menu contains various articles that support the teacher's knowledge about competencies, about research that has been done, and various other popular news in the field of education. Publication. This menu contains papers that have been published by researchers related to the Teacher Competencies 4.0, both published through conference proceedings, scientific journals, books, and so on. Gallery. This menu contains photo documentation carried out by researchers relating to the various activities that support the development of instruments, websites, seminars, workshops, and whatever is done by the research team. About us. This menu contains an explanation of the division of teacher competencies, why teacher competencies is important, and also an explanation about identity of researchers, as well as numbers and email that can be contacted so that user can interact with the author or researchers. Website coding. Website coding is an advanced stage of the website development. Coding is done using by PHP so that the website creation process is easier with a number of simple functions that are developed. Website testing, website implementation, and website maintenance. The next stage after the website is realized is website testing, implementation, and maintenance, which we'll carry out in the next phase. Testing will use the user experience and user interface. User experience is carried out to test the experience while using website features as well as the process while surfing the website. While the user interface is used to see the appearance of the website interface capable of connecting users with the system being built. The findings of this study indicate that Teacher Competencies 4.0 website was developed with efforts to meet usability and aesthetic that are expected to improve the process of user interaction so as to feel the ease and comfort in utilizing the website. The usefulness felt by the user and the aesthetic comfort will determine the intention of the user to continue to visit the website, so that the usefulness of the website will increasingly be felt widely by teachers in Indonesia. Acknowledgement. This work supported by Research and Technology Transfer Office Binansantara University as a part of the multi-year grant Ministry of Research and Technology entitled Teacher Competencies 4.0. We also want to say thank you for the Indonesian Directorate of Teachers and Educational Manpower and National Board Teachers Association of the Republic of Indonesia for the participation in this research.
Okay. Thank you very much. Something. Oh, this is still. Oh no,
Oh,
it's done, right?
It's done, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, Yasinta. Anybody want to know? Anybody want to say something?
No.
I have, if not, I have a question, Bu.
Okay, Bumita.
The website is already done, right?
Still process for
still-
finishing.
Still going.
Yeah.
Still going. So, in prediction, how many data you're gonna put? How many percent data that you're gonna put on there?
Okay, because we have collaboration with PBPGRI in Indonesian. So last year in another research we have one how many? Wait. 10, sorry. Wait, I will check. 10,000 and 10,500, yeah, 500 respondent in the last research, but we won in this research. We get more because yeah, we hope we will get more.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm nervous.
It's okay. It's okay. Me too. Okay then.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much. Anybody want to ask? Maybe Pak Eki?
Oh no.
Oh, no. Pak Eki want to ask something? No? Ibu Maria?
Please don't.
Okay then. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome, Bumita.
Yeah, we go to the next person. Okay, we go to the Bapak Ignatius Belisuban. Okay, Brili, maybe you can play the presentation, please.
Thanks for the time that given to me. Now I want to explain my paper from home because we have pandemic coronavirus in our country. My name is Ignatius Belisuban from Universitas Atmajaya, Yogyakarta. The title of my paper is Mobile Application Design of smart water supply chain based on IoT, a case study in Indonesia. Introduction. In this part, the authors will explain the reason why we choose the title or the background of the paper. We all know water is one of the primary needs in daily life. Many human activities require water, such as washing, cooking, drinking, and others. In carrying out the events, we need clean water. While the need for clean water in the world is increasingly scarce, especially when the dry season comes. The problem becomes a challenge for government to pay attention to the availability of clean water for the region, especially with approaching the dry season. Indonesia often lacks clean water, moreover, drought if the dry season comes. However, not all areas in Indonesia experience a shortage of clean water when the dry season comes. Several areas in Indonesia still have plenty of clean water, even in abundance in dry season. Clean water shortage in Indonesia often occur because no system monitors the supply of clean water in the reservoir of each region, and the local government is difficult to find out which areas are currently experiencing shortage of clean water or which area have clean water. This paper aims to design a mobile application which is then named is Control Your Water Sea Water application. The app deployed aims not only to detect water shortage quickly, but also to accommodate online water forecasting based on IoT and a sensor that is used. The researchers use technology such as Arduino and ultrasonic sensor. The reason why authors choose this technology is that this technology is actually obtained and the price of quite affordable. Literature review. In this part, the authors will explain previous study. In literature review, many papers provides solution about water scarcity based on IoT and various sensors, both web-based or application. Solutions to water scarcity are based on ratio literature, such as creating on or off buttons automatically through mobile or web application. Some literature provide solutions by monitoring in agriculture and measuring water quality. Of course, the information from the monitoring result is displayed on a mobile or web application. The fundamental difference of this study with previous study is in this study not only to detect water shortage quickly, but also to accommodate online water forecasting. Next, purpose method. In this figure, it can be seen that the tools needed are a sensor, microcontroller, internet, database, and mobile application. The sensor will read the information about level of water reservoir and send to database through internet. And mobile application of user and admin will access the data from database. Data in database, the authors backup so that the data don't lost. This is about result and discussion. This figure is water reservoir design. In here, we need sensor ultrasonic to with information about the water level according its level. The authors define the water reservoir into 5 levels. Levels 1 with water in water reservoir same or less than 2000 liters. Level 2 if water in water reservoir is same or less than 4000 liters. Level 3 if water in water reservoir is same or less than 6000 liters. Level 4 if water in water reservoir is the same or less than 8000 liters. And level 5 if water in water reservoir is same or less than 10,000 liters. This is a result and discussion from sea water application of admin. The main view, section 8, consists of 3 parts, namely home, income, and setting. For home, consists of namely the location of admin, the name of water reservoir, the price of water level per liter in water reservoir, the value of water, and the on or off button. And setting to manage change the name of the water reservoir and change the price of clean water per liter. Income consists of the location of customer, the amount of clean water order, and the method of payment. On this page have 2 accept buttons and reject buttons. Okay, this is result and discussion again. This figure is seawater application design of user. The main view consists of 3 parts, namely home, list, and setting. For home consists of mainly the user photo, username, user email, address, and location of the user. Setting to manage the change the name, email address, username, and password. This page there is also a logout and save button. And for list, when user press the list button, will show the list view. The list based on near location of user. If user press one of the lists, will display for information, namely water level, water value, the price per liter, and the number of columns the user wants to order. If the user agree and press order, will confirmation again. And if user accepted, if user agree, will be checked. Conclusion: overcoming the problem of lack of clean water in Indonesia is important. The authors propose to use a combination of IoT and mobile application. Ultrasonic sensor take information about the state of clean water in water reservoir and then forward it to the microcontroller. The microcontroller sends information about the state of clean water to the database so that mobile application, water, can access and display the data. The app deployed aims not only to detect water shortage quickly, but also to accommodate online water or store station. The authors product a mobile application designed based on IoT, which can help government to overcome the problem of lack of clean water that often occur in Indonesia. The authors hope that people research can combine with automatic water pumps and can implement this idea so that it can help the community in obtaining clean water. I think that's all for me. Thank you for your attention.
Okay, thank you very much. Any question, everybody? Want to know? No question. Mr. Ignatius, can I ask one question?
Okay.
Yeah. You said that you use based on IoT, right, to do the application?
Yes. Yes.
Can you explain a little
Yes.
bit with a simple word why you use IoT? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Because I use IoT because the IoT can make the automatic system that can help the government or admin can get the good data, because the automatic that can helpfully the admin to cannot check the level of water, but he can know from application for.
Okay. Understand. So they connect by, what do you call it? If they know, so they connect the data by how the connection with, yeah, for the data.
Okay. The data connect via internet that use Wi-Fi, that have Wi-Fi in microcontroller that connect to the sensor will read the information and the Wi-Fi and send to the database use internet.
Okay, thank you very much for the explanation.
Okay.
If there's no question, then we move to another presentation. We go with Andre Chrysler. Really? Can you help?
Audrey Chrysler.
Greeting.
Audrey is here, right?
Yes, Miss, I'm here.
Yes. Okay.
My name is Audrey Chrysler, and I'll be presenting our literature review on crowd counting system on convolutional neural network. As we can see in the graph, the world population by region of Oceania, Latin America, North America, Europe, Africa, as well as Asia have immensely grown, as we can see from the year, starting from the year 2000 until 2019, it has an immense growth. As the rise of the population continued to grow, the CCTV market has also grown. According to the Global CCTV Market Industry Research, has reported an in-depth analysis that the market is expected to grow at a $33.89 billion by 2020, and approximately 18% of the compound annual growth rate between 2016 and 2020. With the rise of the use of CCTV, the implementation of the visual surveillance system of the human flow is used for monitoring areas to detect unusual events happening, threat detections, managing the high traffic roads, streets, banks, and train stations, airports, theme parks, shopping malls, and other public places as well. With the growth of CCTV today and the technology advancement of today as well, both can be incorporated and can be used for crowd evaluation, such as for crowd counting data that can be conducted in real time and is commonly used to get accurate metrics on the demographic of the population. For an example, a project on the cross-scene crowd counting using deep convolutional neural networks. The problem that is faced, for an example, in the research of cross-scene crowd counting via deep convolutional neural networks has stated that the challenges is faced within the system is the perspective distortion is due to the result of the lack of additional training in different spaces or places, because since most of the models used are lacking in training, it is which they are only familiar with one specific scene, therefore the system is not able to be implemented into different scenes. And due to the lack of training, when the system is implemented in a crowded environment, it will not be able to obtain accurate data. For images that are in the same data set, the distribution or the pattern of the crowd density will not be uniform, which will result in the final crowd counting estimation to be underestimation or an overestimation in the crowd images might occur. And most problem surfaces when implementing the system is the inaccuracy that occurs when the system is to do the crowd counting. Because in some research, people implement the face detection program to accumulate the number of people in a crowd. However, it is not an accurate method since the objective is to be able to count everyone that is in the frame of the camera, not only the ones that the camera can detect within the frame. With this method, it has tremendously affected by the visibility of the crowd in the camera. And the program should be able to count crowds within the frame, not only the people's faces that are visible, which will lead to a poor result in the estimation itself. As for crowd counting, there is a supervised based crowd counting, which is divided into 4 different crowd counting methods. There is crowd by detection, which means that it is a technique that implements the sliding window-based detection algorithms to count the number of instances within an image or within a specific frame. And second of all, count by regression. The counting by regression is the extraction of foreground area and edge features, which is low-level features that is carried out in the video frame. The third method is crowd by density estimation. Counting by density estimation is used to calculate the estimate using the observed probability density function data. This technique has made it possible to overcome the problem of occlusions and clutter by using a density estimation approach to spatial information. The difficult task of detecting and localizing individual objects has been removed by measuring the image density itself, and the integral of which provides the approximate count of the area in any specific region. And lastly, counting by CNN. So CNN is a specialized neural network used to process the data that contains a grid-like topology. The CNN indicates that the network contains a mathematical process that is referred to as convolution. The network design uses a specific architecture that enables the network to train the data to the core of many layer networks. So this is the CNN architecture, which will explain how the image will be processed throughout the crowd counting by CNN. So in this process, the image goes through a CNN that consists of convolution, ReLU, which is rectified linear activation unit, pooling, and as well as FCL, which is fully connected layer. The CNN works by extracting the image features in the form of a variable that is fed into the regression model for estimating the crowd count using density maps. which means that the image itself will be turned into a density map first, and then the density estimation can be defined as a way to estimate the probability estimation of a random variable on the basis of observed data. So the first layers of CNN, which is the convolution layer. The convolution layer is known as the core layer within the CNN architecture, where the output maps are according to the generated convolution layer, which is by adding its bias and by applying a nonlinear activation operation. The second layer, pooling layer. The pooling layer is also referred to as a subsampling layer, which is generally inserted between the convolution layer. There are three generally used pooling methods, which are max pooling, mean pooling, and stochastic pooling. The layer that has more benefits is the max pooling method, by decreasing the dimensions of the size that results in working against overfitting. And this is why many researchers implements max pooling instead of mean pooling or stochastic pooling when using CNN to count the crowds. Lastly, the fully connected layer. The fully connected layer is known as the building block of the traditional neural networks, where it has a similar concept of the way layers are arranged, taking the high-level filtered image and transforming them into votes. And when implementing the crowd counting using CNN, researchers might also go through these layers in order to achieve the crowd counting. And with the advancement of the technology today, it has enabled the capabilities of image processing to classify crowds in the crowd counting. However, there are still some challenges faced since the rate of accuracy of the current crowd counting system is still relatively low. The low level of accuracy is caused by the lack of training the data. Therefore, problems that might occur such as perspective distortion, overestimation or underestimation within the system itself might happen. So several methods can be implemented, such as the methods of detection, clustering, and regression might be able to increase the accuracy of the data. These methods utilize the convolutional neural networks to systematically collect crowd patterns, which will be able to produce a more accurate counting results. And thank you for your attention.
Okay, thank you very much. Any questions? No?
Dr. Mita, maybe I will ask question.
Yeah, go ahead, no problem.
Yeah, Audrey is interesting research. So you mentioned about some techniques to detect the crowd, right?
Yes, sir.
Based on your study, which method that is the best one? Because I didn't see any performance comparison. Could you explain?
Yes, sir. As for now, the researchers have said that for the crowd counting, it is more efficient to use the crowd counting by CNN, since as for when it counts the crowd, it has for a diverse type of, for example, in a surveillance video, it's always a diverse from the place and the amount of people. There's a variety of ranges. Therefore, the CNN is able to detect and be more accurate in the process.
Okay, excellent. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Thank you, Dr.
If there's no more questions, that we think we move to the next person again with Bu Yasinta. Brili, can you help? Really? Thank you.
Good afternoon. Through this video, we would like to present our research entitled Design a Website to Measure ASEAN Entrepreneurship Profiling in the second International Conference on Biospheric Harmony Advanced Research. This research is a collaboration of researchers in various institutions and practitioners. On behalf of the team, I will introduce researchers who have been involved in this research. There are Mr. Sasmoko. Entrepreneurship is very important for employment, innovation, and economic growth because through entrepreneurship, there can be an increase in productivity and the capability of productive individuals. In fact, there are many entrepreneurs who are unable to achieve success. Internally, the entrepreneurial spirit and understanding of global competitiveness need to be internalized by entrepreneurs. Externally, the policies influences entrepreneurs to create a conducive environment in developing entrepreneurship. The entrepreneurial spirit is measured through an entrepreneurial attitude consisting of social values, personal attributes, and goal orientation. Based on the description of Global Entrepreneurship Monitor and Global Entrepreneurship Development Index, it can be concluded that the two instruments that have been commonly implemented in Indonesia basically developed based on the perspective. ASEAN Entrepreneurship Profiling is one of the efforts to obtain an overview of the key factors of entrepreneur profiling. The research method is neuro-research method and waterfall model research method. The neuro-research method is a mixed methods model that consists of a series of interrelated links between a range of. The waterfall method is used because it is a sequential. The features that will be developed in the ASEAN Entrepreneurship Profiling websites are as follows. Determine the level of ASEAN Entrepreneurship Profiling. Displays the level of ASEAN Entrepreneurship Profiling compared to data in ASEAN, national, regional, and other entrepreneurs with similar backgrounds. Displays a dimension profile chart and entrepreneur indicator compared to the average grade of all data entered. Displays an explanation of each of the dimensions and indicators of. We will show website prototype as overview of website appearance. Some of the designs of the ASEAN Entrepreneurship Profiling website will contain the following: home, about us, gallery, welcoming, login, and contact us. After accessing the login button on the start page, the questionnaire page displays, contains business data, and contains statement that must be filled. ASEAN Entrepreneurship Profiling website will also display. The ASEAN Entrepreneurship Profiling website is expected to be able to contribute to entrepreneurs to explore gaps, take advantage of opportunities. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sinta. Anybody want to ask? No? Sinta?
No.
I have one question. Is it already done?
Still in process.
Still same thing?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Because this is international grant, yeah, from BINUS.
Wow. Oh, okay. I understand.
Yeah.
So, yeah, okay.
So still in process.
This is like the new. It's still the beginning research, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is
Okay,
the first year.
Yeah, the first year. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay, so for the last one, oh, the last one is me. Okay, then really, thank you very much, Bu Yasinta. Real? Okay, thank you, Real.
Hello everyone. Thank you very much for the opportunity. My name is Mita. I'm from Graphic Design and New Media, Binus University and campus FX. Today, I would like to present the paper talking about traditional Wastra and digital repository. This is our initial research. As we know, Indonesia is the second largest biodiversity, but only 5% of it has been proceeded as a national property. Wastra is the one of Indonesian biodiversity that came from flora. Why Wastra? As a lover of Wastra and culture, we are crazy about them. Based on the literature and our experience deals with Wastra, we know that a lot of Wastra are not documented yet, and some of them are endangered. Every Wastra has its own story, philosophy, technical that represent local wisdom. This is our literature review that I will not go one by one of them, but we can take a summary that Wastra is a traditional Indonesian textile that's a lot of hidden uniqueness. This study is about traditional Wastra that we call Nusantara traditional Wastra because we search the Wastra around Indonesia. And then for the repository, we call that Nusantara Traditional Wastra Digital Repository. Traditional Wastra can be highly priced because of some factor. It could be the history behind that. It could be of the material, because the material is maybe come from the nature or everything, and then can be from the technical. It could be like the craftsmanship. That's maybe because of the manual things. It could be from the philosophy and everything. And there are as is an Indonesian identity. Because of that, we need to collect them or data them and put them together digitally and let people know who we are. This study used an exploratory methodology of qualitative research as part of the neuro research method, consists of the theoretical study of the Wastra and architectural design for the digital repository by doing content validity through FGD with the Delphi technique approach. The study for the repository itself involves 3 people of information technology expert. They validate the web-based architecture design for NTWDR. And for the contextual construct of the NTW, will data capture the uniqueness and the characteristic of each region.
For the result of this research, there are two results actually. The first one is the boundaries of the specification about the Wastra itself. For us, Wastra is the fabric made in any way based on the local wisdom, on the material, on the craftsmanship, on the history, and the philosophy. That's what we call as a Nusantara traditional Wastra. Then the second one is the digital repository itself, based on the Wastra results and the literature and doing the FGD with the 3 IT experts. Then they decided to create a portal-based website digitally for the smartphone, for the tablet, or could be for the computer as a terminal regular. We can see on the figure number 2 that system began with the data inventory of Wastra, that we call that as a big data with the 5 NTW indicator. Then after that, before become database, content validity judgment will be performed by local wisdom experts, such as like the community leaders, like the local government, like the indigenous leaders. And the result of that stored in the NTW database. It could be in the manuscript form, could be image, it could be video or everything. Then all the data before perform on the website, before can be used before can be used by user, the quality assurance will be done in the form UI UX measurements. Then for the conclusion and the suggestion, can you imagine how huge is the Indonesian treasure that represent our nationality, our identity, our soul, and our pride? That's why we need a medium to manage them, so people out there from all the world, around the world, can see, can learn, can enjoy them, so they know who we are. And this is the reference that we use for the literature base. And I think it's done with the presentation, and thank you. Okay, anybody want to ask? I know this is still the beginning of research. I still need more, a lot to do for here. So if anybody wants to ask, go ahead. If not, yeah, Paniko.
Yeah. Before you ask question to yourself, I will ask you question.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Yeah. So my question is, I think it's a very good initiative to, I think it's like, what is the purpose of the research? Is it to to be a showcase, or in the future there's like a commercial intention, or maybe like digitally make the pattern of the Wastra?
No, actually, what
the purpose.
Yeah, the first objective is, of course, we want to document it. Yeah, because we know there's a lot of things that now is already endangered. and then the second one, we also gonna like have the what they call it? They sell the product. Yeah. So what we want to do is like we show the fabric and people see if they want to if they really want to buy it, and then we gonna connect them directly.
Okay. Yes.
That's what we want to do.
Yes, I think it's very interesting. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it is. Thank you very much, Faniko.
Yeah.
Any questions? If not, Pak Brili?
Okay.
Yeah, I think that this is done.
Are you concluding? Are you finished with this session, Bhumita?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. I think we're done with this section. Thank you very much for the presenter and for all of you that's come to here. And really, can we take a picture together?
Yeah.
Sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, since we are finished with this session of Ecobar Day 1 Session 2 presentation, I ask all of you to please turn on your computer so we can have a photo session together for all of us. Thank you. All of you look gorgeous and handsome. Please,
of course,
for those who haven't turned their webcam yet, please turn your webcam so we can take pictures together. Is Octaviana and Miss Maria?
Octaviana, I think she's already in the another room.
Okay. Miss Maria, Paiki, Miss Elizabeth. Okay.
Yeah.
Last call. Okay. I'm gonna take picture on the count of 3. Please prepare your best face, your best angle, best hair, best everything.
Sure. Okay.
Are you guys ready? 1, 2, 3. Ready? 1 again. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Very good. Thank you, ladies and.
Thank you very much for all.
So we are gonna have another session at 15:30 p.m.
Yeah, I think the
p.m. Western Indonesian time. So if you still haven't done your presentation, or if you still want to see another presenters, please comment on this exact same room, the exact same link on 15:30 Western Indonesian time.
Okay. Thank you very much, guys.
Yeah,
thank you
very much, Brili.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr.
Bye.
Mita. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Bapak Ibu.
Bye, Brili. Thank you, yeah.
Bye bye. Thank you, Bhumita. Thanks a lot.